Okay, so another guide here. Figured I would do a quick one on one of the more confusing features slash aspects of Guild Wars 2. So that is the hero panel. So for some reason, ArenaNet decided to shove all of the most important features for the game all in one little window. So it can be kind of confusing to figure out where stuff is. So I figured I would just go over it now. So to access your hero panel, by default, it's the H key. You can also access it up here at the very top, this sword and shield, and just click it and it has hero. On your hero panel, when you click it for the first time, it's going to bring you to this screen here. And then you're going to have all of these different features here listed under one of the specific sections on the left here. So on the left are kind of like the overarching aspects of the hero panel. They're your main categories. So this is the equipment panel, which kind of has your equipment, your wardrobe, your outfits, your dyes, glider, mounts, fishing, skiffs, novelties, jade bots, miniatures, finishers, and mail carriers. So we'll start with this section first, and then we'll work our way down the line. So the first one up here is your equipment panel. So when you click on that, it's going to bring up the equipment of your character. So you're going to have basically all of the different stats that your character has, all the different equipment that your character has equipped right now. So your armor, your weapons, and all your accessories and things like that. It'll also show your gathering tools, and it'll show kind of your aquatic headgear. So each character by default, they get two different templates to have armor basically equipped to. So I back and forth between these two, they're no different essentially, but they are two completely different armor sets that I have equipped for this character in this specific area. On the left here in this area is going to be all the different pieces of equipment that you can equip to this character. So it'll show basically any weapons you can equip to the character, any armor you can equip to the character, things like that. Moving on, if we want to get out of want to stay in the equipment section, but we want to see kind of all the different transmutations and skins in our wardrobe, basically how we can make our armor look different, we're going to hit back here and we're going to go to wardrobe. So wardrobe basically contains all the different skins that you have unlocked on your account. And basically you can change almost everything about what your character looks like using kind of a currency known as transmutation charges. So if we go up here and we start with our headpiece, we're going to click on it. And on the left here, it'll show basically all of the different pieces of equipment that you on your account have unlocked for that specific class type. So I'm on a light class. So it's basically only going to show the different pieces of light armor specifically for the head that I have unlocked on my account. So the wardrobe unlocks account wide. So all of your characters will have access to this. If I wanted to change a piece of my equipment, basically I want to change what it looks like, I'd click on the piece of equipment and then I would click on the piece of armor or the skin that I want to change my armor to. Basically it'll just change the appearance, it won't change the actual stats of the equipment itself. And when I want to change what it looks like, I would just hit apply. So you can see here that if we go to one that costs a transmutation charge, so you can kind of see here, these up here, these are called transmutation charges. Now you get a lot of these by playing PvP, just kind of going through and playing PvP. You get them from map completion, and sometimes you'll get them from daily rewards. They're not that hard to stockpile, and basically anytime you want to change a piece of your equipment, you have to use one of these transmutation charges to change what your equipment will look like. It'll show you what the cost of the changing will cost you for how many transmutation charges you have to use. So you can change multiple things at once. So let's say I want to change all of my pieces of equipment here, just most of them, to a not pretty One Punch Man. You can see here I'm currently changing, you can see all these highlights here, 6 pieces of armor, and it costs me 6 transmutation charges. I can get rid of any of these that I don't want to apply by just hitting the little X here, and it will no longer want to apply that. So that's the wardrobe. You can change basically all your armor skins, you can change your weapon skins, and you can change your back piece item skin as well. Go back, Next thing here, we're going to go to the outfits. So outfits are basically just, they override the appearance of all your armor that you have equipped, and it's basically just kind of an outfit that fully covers your character. You don't have to think, you basically just put the outfit on and that's what your character looks like. You can kind of see here. Outfits, a lot of these are kind of unlocked in the gem store. Some of them were given for free, like all these ones that I've earned in game, since I don't like using outfits, I like using armor skins. So I can show a video on that later, how to get kind of all these all these outfits for free if that's something you're interested in. And you can kind of see that this is basically what my character is going to look like. You can see here that I've changed my outfit. If I hit this little thing here, it's going to change back to what my armor looks like. So that's outfits, kind of very straightforward. The dies panel is very self-explanatory, so you can kind of see all my pieces of armor here. Each of them have a die channel. The die channels are kind of indicated by these squares, and each of the die channels will change kind of a section of that armor. Basically, it's the same thing, except for dies, it doesn't require transmutation charges. You can kind of just die freely. And on the left-hand side here, it'll also show all the different dies that you have unlocked on your account. It'll also show the different dies that you don't have unlocked by these little lock items right here. So these are currently all the ones that I have access to, and I can dye basically all my armor, and I can dye some back pieces I can dye, not all of them. So if I want to go back, I'll reset that. Glider skins. So this is basically where all of your glider skins are going to be located. Basically, it changes what the glider will look like when you jump off something and use your glider. A lot of these are also earned in the, you kind of have to buy them in the gem store. A lot of mine, since I'm not really big on buying stuff in the gem store, I kind of got a lot of mine from just playing the game. So like this one's just from playing the game. This was kind of just like a gift for playing the game for a long time. This was like a pre-order thing. And this is kind of what the basic glider will look like when you have it. So that's glider skins. You should basically select one, and then that'll be your glider skin when you jump off something. Mounts. So basically, you'll see kind of like what all your different mounts, basically the base mounts that you have unlocked on your account. Mounts are kind of account wide, and then you can pick kind of a skin for your mount that you want. So I don't really have a lot of mount skins, because basically one of the sad things is almost all mount skins you have to kind of buy in the gem store. It's not that bad because you can kind of convert gold to gems, and getting gold isn't really that hard once you kind of know what you're doing. But kind of it's same thing. So basically here on the left hand side are kind of all the different mount skins that you have available to you, and you basically select the mount that you want to change the skin to. You select what skin you want your mount to be, and then when you use your mount, it'll be that skin that you selected. So you can kind of see here, I've got this mount skin here right now, and if I jump off of it and I change my mount back to the basic one and I use it, it's back to the basic one. So pretty straightforward. Mount skins are basically, everything's just cosmetic. It doesn't actually affect like how your character does anything. If we go down to fishing, it's almost the exact same thing as mounts and equipment. Basically, you can select what you want your different fishing rod skin to be, and that'll be what your skin will be when you're out there fishing and stuff like that. Skiffs, exactly the same as mounts. So basically, you select what skiff skin that you want. Skiffs are relatively new, so there's not a whole lot available. It's basically the same thing as gliders and mount skins. Skiff skins are also purchased in the gem store for gems, but you can get gems by converting gold to gems. Next is novelties. So these are just kind of like funny little gifts, funny little like toys and stuff that your character can have. The novelties are kind of broken up into like different sections. So this is kind of your chairs. This is your musical instruments, which I don't have any unlocked. This is just kind of like a held item, so I got like a little balloon here. This is a potion, so you can have different either potions or toys equipped to your character. And then these are tonics, so tonics will basically kind of, sometimes they'll have weird effects. So basically these are kind of like, this will change what your character looks like when you have that one equipped. So we can kind of see here, I'll select the rat one. And then I've got kind of this hot air balloon, and then I've got this victory rock. To kind of access your novelties, you're going to go down to this little square down here. Let me get off our mount. And you're going to basically select what novelty you want to use. Some of them you can stack, so I think you can give the rat a balloon. So if we use the rat tonic, basically I've selected which one I want to use. and then I click the button again, and it'll use that specific item. So if I use the balloon, and then I use the rat, no, that one's oh, it is. Okay, so you can stack it. It's just kind of janky. You can have multiples at the same time. So those are kind of your novelties. They're just fun little weird things to run around, have fun, and like troll people in like World v World and things like that. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna get out of our novelty form, and we are back. We're still holding our balloon because we like it, and we're gonna get rid of that. So next thing here is Jade Bots. This is again a new feature. These are all kind of from the new expansion, End of Dragons, and this basically just kind of shows what different power core, sensory array, and service ship you have installed. I'm not going to go into detail on those. It's kind of like a high level thing. I can create another guide for you guys just to kind of explain that if you want. So that's Jade Bots. I'm sure that they're probably going to like want to do skins for this later on, but I'm not sure if that's something they're going to do. But if I had kind of a power core to equip, it would show up over here on the left hand side, essentially like you'd be equipping a piece of equipment to your character. So that's Jade Bots. Jade Bots can only be, you can only change stuff when you're at a service bench. That's kind of super high level. You don't have to worry about that. Miniatures, this will kind of show which miniature you have that'll follow you around. Miniatures are just kind of fun little guys to have following around. A lot of the time they're just kind of like smaller characters from the real world. So if I kind of run over here and I look, there's my miniature right down there, and then that'll change when I kind of change what miniature I want. Miniatures are, a lot of them are unlocked in game. You can buy them for gold on the trading post. Sometimes they're in the gem store, things like that. So that's miniatures. They're just fun. You have them out if you want your miniature to be out. You have this checked. If you don't want your miniature to be out, then you uncheck it. Going back, we're going to go to finishers. So finishers are in Guild Wars 2, when you beat another player, instead of them dying right away, they go down into something called the down state. So this is very much for like PvP and World v World. So when you beat a player, they go into down state, and then if you kill an enemy while you're in down state, you'll pop back up, and you'll be back in fighting state. So finishers are basically a way for you to kind of like kill a player permanently in down state. So they basically, you select what you want your finisher to be when you kind of like stomp on someone when they're in down state. They're just for fun. They're good for trolling. If you want to randomize your finisher, which I like to do because it's fun to see a different one every time, I just hit randomize finisher, and every time you finish someone off, it'll be a different finisher every time. And then the last one here is mail carriers. I don't really get big into mail carriers either. Basically, whenever someone sends you any in-game mail, and I think sometimes when the trading post, when you get something back in the trading post, you'll have kind of like an image or something that'll pop up. Basically, your mail's up here. Some of them are cool, but not really my thing. So that's everything in the equipment panel right there. The next one here is your build. So the build panel basically kind of has a breakdown here at the top. So we'll just go through each of the categories. So these are your weapon skills. It gives you kind of a super high level breakdown of kind of all the skills you have available on your class. So you can kind of see if I had a hammer equipped, these are, sorry, if I had a sword equipped, these are kind of the skills that I'd be able to use with my sword. I'm in Weaver right now, so these are the different kind of dual attacks that I could get if I had a sword equipped. This is the hammer skills, dagger skills. Basically, it gives you just a quick little rundown. You're like, I don't know what the hammer skills are. I want to just quickly look at them, or I don't know what the dagger skills are for my offhand dagger. I just want to look at them real quick, and it'll show you that there. Your slot skills. So these are all of your available utility and healing skills. So as you know, when you're playing, the left-hand side of your bar, all of these are dictated by what weapon you have equipped, and your right-hand side of the bar, you get to freely select as you will. You've got your heal skill here, which will heal you, whatever, and you got 3 utility skills and then an elite skill, which is like an ultimate. So you can use this area to kind of see what all those slot skills are. So this is your weapon skills, this is your slot skills, and it'll show you kind of all your healing skills you have available to change, all your utility skills, and then your elite skill that you can change. Traits. So traits just give you a quick little breakdown of like what all the traits you can have for each of the different trait lines and specializations that you can select. It's very high level. It's basically like just explains what each of them are involved. And then your build storage basically shows kind of all the builds that you have kind of saved account wide for your account. So you can see here I'm on an Elementalist, but I have a bunch of Necromancer builds saved because I kind of made Necromancer. Each character, you know, if you remember kind of how we went through the equipment, each character has a baseline 2 free equipment templates that they get to use. It's the same for builds. You kind of have, I think it's 3. I'm not sure if I bought one on this account. You can freely select between different builds that you have equipped. Your builds will be dictated, will basically change what your slot skills are and what your specialization lines are. So this section right here shows kind of like what each of your specializations are. To change what your specialization is, you basically just click right here or anywhere on it, and then you can change to what you want it to be, and then you can select your traits. Your build that you, this will basically save when you're changing things up here. It'll save to this specific template. If I wanted to save this template to my basically my account wide templates, I could just right click here and store active build template and then overwrite it, which I don't want to do. I'm not going to go into detail on kind of like what these skill trees are. I might make another video on that, but this is just kind of a breakdown of kind of like where you see what all your weapon skills are, what you currently have equipped, how you know how to change your build, and then how to change your trait lines, and then your specializations and things like that. The bottom panel of every single character right here, this is going to be where you're going to be selecting your elite specialization. As of currently, every class has 3 elite specializations that they can select from, and you can only change it from this bottom section here. So if you see here, I click here and I only have access to these different trait lines to select from, but on the bottom I have access to 3 additional ones. So Tempest elite specialization, Weaver elite specialization, and Catalyst elite specialization, because I'm on an Elementalist. So that's essentially the build panel. Kind of shows what skills you have equipped. If you cycle between all of these, you'll see my skills down here are going to swap back and forth based on the build that I have equipped. Training. So the training tab right here, this is essentially when you're going through and you're leveling up, you're going to be getting these things called hero points all around the map. So I kind of went over that in my last video. And then you're going to be using these hero points to essentially level up and get different skills. So each of these skills costs a certain amount of hero points to level up and train. And then you can max out all of the lines. So I think from 1 to 80, you should have enough hero points to max out your character baseline stats, so your core profession. And then you're going to need to go out and get more hero points and things like that if you want to start unlocking elite specializations. So you can kind of see all of these up here. So all these skills, these all dictate kind of training of your utility and healing and elite skills. These are for your trait lines right here. So the more you level up, the more trait lines you'll kind of have access to and unlock. And then this down here, these are kind of your elite specializations when you're training them. So you can kind of see here, I don't have any catalyst involved. If I want to level up the first level of catalyst, I need 30 hero points, and I got to click train, and then I'll be able to kind of level that up. I can show in another video later on kind of how to easily get hero points to level up all of this stuff. This next one is your story journal. So the story journal basically shows kind of the main personal story that your character will have. So if we click here up at the very top, the My Story, this is baseline, this is core Tyria, core central Tyria. Everyone is going to have access to this, even free to play players. You don't need to spend any money to get access to go from 1 to 80 and just follow the story along. You select a different story chapter, and it'll change to what story you currently have access to. So you can kind of see here my most currently active story is this one right here. If I want to change, if I'm like, I don't want to do the main story anymore on this character, I just kind of want to go through and do like a Living World season episode thing, I can click here and then kind of change to one of the Living World, um, stories and things like that. It says I can't right now because I'm currently in a guild hall, but when you're out in the world, you'll be able to run around and you'll be able to select which story you want to run through. Baseline, as a free-to-play player, you are going to have access to the My Story, like we mentioned before, and Living World Season 1, which the devs are currently implementing. There's something wonky with the Living World Season 1 I'm not going to get into, but they're adding it back into the game. You basically need to pay gems or real-world money or converting gold to gems to unlock the rest of the story steps. So Living World Season 2 is paid with gems. I think each of the Living World seasons are 200 gems, other than Living World Season 1, which was free to everybody. So Living World Season 2 is 200 gems. Heart of Thorns is an expansion, which you have to pay for. Living World Season 3 is 200 gems. Path of Fire is an expansion. Living World Season 4 is 200 gems. Living World Season Icebrood Saga is 200 gems. End of Dragons is an expansion, and then Scarlet's War is just kind of like a little cutscene or whatever that you can watch. I think everyone has access to this as well. So that's kind of the story journal. It kind of can track kind of like where the story is going. So the story for the game starts with the My Story, and it proceeds all the way down the story journal through all of those episodes there. Next thing here is crafting. I don't have any crafting unlocked on my account. Not on my account, on this character. So I'm not going to go through that section there. But if you have different crafting disciplines and things like that unlocked for this for a specific character that has it, then it'll show here. Maybe I'll hop onto another character that has crafting. Okay, so I'm on a different character. This is just going to show the crafting. So if I have crafting and things unlocked, you can see here I have this character is both a leather worker and a huntsman. It'll show what your crafting level is at a 500, and basically all the different things, recipes and things that you have unlocked on your account. It's the achievement panel. So achievement panel is basically kind of like the equivalent of its achievements and quests and collections. So at the very top left of the achievement panel, it shows how many achievement points you have unlocked on your account. For each of the different point thresholds, you're going to get kind of a reward for your account. So if you hover over it, kind of shows what each where all these points are coming from. The one caveat is monthlies no longer exist. I've been playing for a really long time, and way back in the day monthlies were a thing, but that's not a thing anymore. So you kind of see where the breakdown of all my points are coming from. You can see here kind of what the next reward I'm going to be unlocking is. And then far right are laurels. So laurels are essentially, it's a unique currency that you unlock and is tracked in the wallet, and you can kind of see it in the hero panel here, and it's unlocked for kind of daily rewards. If we move down, you can kind of see the daily login rewards here. It shows what you're going to get for each day you log in. So the currently highlighted one is what I unlocked for logging in today. Everything to the left of it are from previous days. Everything to the right of it are for upcoming days. So as you log in each and every day at reset, you'll unlock a new daily login item. And as you can see here, you get laurels for logging in. And this is the only place you can get laurels. Laurels are used to buy, you can buy stuff with it, you can make money off of them. There's that. Scrolling down, we have basically this section here, which shows you the recently completed achievements that I've done and how many points it awarded. A lot of these daily ones won't award any points because you kind of get 10 free achievement points every day for completing for completing 3 dailies. And then this over here shows basically the nearly completed. So essentially, if I want to focus on finishing off the huntsman, it shows kind of how close I am to getting it. And these are basically the closest achievements on my account I have to unlock it. Going down, these are unlocked rewards. So basically these are rewards I have unlocked on my account, and these are achievement point based rewards. So within these achievement chests, as you're leveling up, you'll be able to unlock 2 separate things. So you'll be able to unlock Zenith skins, which are weapon skins account-wide that don't cost any transmutation charges. So if we go back to the equipment panel and I click here, I go to the wardrobe, I click here and I find the Zenith skin. If I have one, I don't even know if yeah, I do. Zenith rifle. So you can see here I've changed this to my Zenith rifle skin, and it costs 0 transmutation charges to unlock, and every character on your account, because the wardrobe is account wide, every character has those Zenith skins unlocked. The second type of skin reward is something called, there's the Radiant armor and the Hellfire armor. So as you level up, you'll be able to unlock a different piece of either the Radiant armor skin and the Hellfire armor skins, and those are basically account wide. You can only get that armor by completing, maxing out your achievement points and things like that. So I can quickly show kind of the one I have unlocked on this. You can kind of see here, Hellfire Van Braces, exact same thing. They don't cost any transmutation charges to unlock. Going down, then we have the account bonuses. So account bonuses, a lot of these you'll get for basically they're permanent bonuses on your account. There's of consecutive logging in, you'll get something called a chest of loyalty. In that chest of loyalty will be a permanent 2% increase to account gold find, which you'll find here. Karma gain, this is, I'm not sure why how you get these two. I'm not sure where those two are coming from, but magic find is basically permanent account wide magic find that you'll get for consuming an item called luck. You get luck by salvaging items. You'll see it pop up. You eat the luck, and it adds to your permanent magic find. Magic find means better drops the higher the magic find you have. I think it maxes out around like 300 and something. Going over to the left, you can kind of see all of the different categories you have for your different achievements. Actually, before we look at that, if you want to look at the up here, this is the title that your character currently has equipped. So up here, you can kind of see I currently have the title Closer to the Stars equipped. I want to change that title. Let's say I want to be a 2v2 contender, and now I can see my 2v2 contender title is equipped. So there's that. Now getting back to this section over here. So this basically tracks all of the different achievement categories that you can go. So the first category is your daily. So this is your account-wide dailies. And then you've got different daily sections that you can complete. So basically these change every single day. For your account daily, if you complete any of the 3 account-wide dailies, you're going to get 10 achievement points, and you're going to get 2 gold, and you're going to get some spirit shards every single day that you complete your account-wide dailies, which are found in this category. The different sections here, these are all dailies for different maps and things like that. So Fractal, Strike Missions, End of Dragons, and then kind of going all the way down. And these change each and every single day as well. You'll get dailies for season 3 stuff, season 4 stuff, and kind of all of that. The next one here is Story Journal. These are all achievements and things that you'll get for completing different story steps. So if we click on just, let's say, this top one here, it'll give a breakdown of how many achievements in this specific section I've completed. It shows kind of a running tracker as to how I'm doing on that achievement, how close I am to completing it, how many achievement points it'll grant me, and then what rewards it'll grant me. So you can kind of see here, if I complete all 18 of these, I'll get a mastery point, which we'll talk about in a bit, and an ascended piece of equipment. If I want to track any of these, I can track specific achievements by clicking the little eye, and if I click that, you can see here on the right hand side of the screen, if I click the little eyeball, it'll pop up with me tracking that specific achievement, and if I click on it, it'll bring me to that achievement, how I'm doing on it. So it's the story journal achievements. General achievements are just kind of like general, just like run-of-the-mill achievements you can do. So there's achievements for killing stuff, there's achievements for some of the specific core maps. It's achievements for exploring, for fashion, for like killing a bunch of stuff with certain weapons, things like that. Then you have achievements specific to each of the expansions. So these are all specific to the story journal, the story steps that we talked about up here. These are specific to the expansion, so they don't have anything to do with the like running through your story. They have usually to do with like a certain map in an expansion. and they will give you rewards. Side stories, these are basically just kind of like current events, kind of like they're not in an expansion. I think everyone has access to them, and you can kind of just work through them if you want. And everything will at least give you a certain number of achievement points, or you'll be able to work towards getting a certain number of achievement points, or some kind of other reward. And kind of going through. So competitive is for PvP. And I think also World v World and some of these like meme games here that some people play sometimes. Fractals is for specific fractal achievements. So basically you got your weekly fractals. So if you complete like this many weekly fractals in these specific sections, categories, you'll get a gold reward. And then just like fractal achievements in general. Then you got collections. So collections are, you want to go out and collect a certain number of things. So a lot of these collections are going to be kind of, let's click on this one here, and this one's basically for collecting kind of all the different crate weapons. And once I collect all the different crate weapons, I'll get the associated reward with kind of completing that collection. In the collections as well is kind of like your legendary weapon collection. So this is kind of for crafting legendary weapons. Legendary back pieces, legendary armor, trinkets, things like that. You also find kind of your festival collections that you can kind of do here, and then Black Lion collections, which are associated to Black Lion skins, which are a paid set of skins that are released every single, almost every single update, every 2 weeks kind of thing. A new set of weapon skins will get tossed in there, and if you collect all these weapon skins, you can kind of get the associated achievement points. Those weapon skins are kind of like you have to kind of pay gems to get them in a weird way. You basically unlock loot boxes that you have to buy keys with gems, and then in those loot boxes are going to be like tickets. From those tickets you can redeem these skins for. It's a whole thing, but you can just buy the skins on the trading post. It's not that's you can buy them with real gold if you want. And then historical. These are kind of like past achievements, things that you've completed. You can no longer kind of like do these achievements if they're in the historical section. They might come back, they might not, and things like that. So you can kind of see within each of these achievement sections, you can see these weird symbols. So these weird symbols associate to your mastery points and mastery level, which we're going to talk about right now. So doing some of these achievements will grant you like a mastery point for doing that. So if we go to mastery points, you can click on it here, and you'll see on at the very top what your mastery rank is. So after level 80, you no longer level up, you start gaining mastery experience. And to gain mastery experience, you have to gain experience in this whatever specific zone you're trying to gain that mastery point from. So you've got your Heart of Thorns, your Path of Fire, Icebird Saga, and End of Dragons. So, and Central Tyria as well. So if I want to level up Central Tyria mastery points, I need to gain experience from while doing stuff in Central Tyria, and then same thing for Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, Icebird Saga, and End of Dragons. You can see here, these are all the mastery points I have available to spend from each of those sections. If I click on any of them, you can kind of see the different sections of masteries that I can unlock with my mastery points. So mastery points, kind of like hero points, you get them from things all around the map. You'll kind of see a mastery point in the map that you can commune with. Unlike hero points, mastery points are account wide, and they unlock different kind of like horizontal progression, essentially, to kind of change what your account can do. So for example, in Central Tyria, we've got like this one here, Advanced Logistics, which basically if I level up fully the Pact Commander mastery, I can level up Advanced Logistics, and it'll give me auto loot. So I no longer have to hit F whenever anything dies. I just get the auto loot into my inventory right away. You've got kind of it's the same thing for all the different areas, and basically to level up a mastery point, I'll go to End of Dragons because I don't have some of those completed. You'll essentially have to select which one of these sections you want to train. First of all, you can only train one mastery point at a time, and then you can see here by the check mark, it'll indicate which mastery point you are currently training. So you click on that specific section, and then you can see the ones I've completed so far. This was the cost of completing this. So this right here cost me 2 mastery points. So it cost me 3. This one's going to cost me 4 to complete. But you can't just like complete all the mastery points right away. You have to like gain experience in that mastery point before you can level it up. So let's just say I'm like, I want to train skiff piloting. I want to train my speed boost. I click this check mark. And now you can see here, when I'm in an End of Dragons map, as I'm gaining experience, this is my experience bar. And once this experience bar is fully maxed out, I can then spend the required mastery points to level up this mastery. That will then add, say for this one, if I fully max it out, that'll add 4 mastery points to my mastery rank, and then that'll go up. And then I'll have access to this. So for example, this will let me speed boost my skiff and increase the skiff's HP. And that's about it. So hopefully that made sense. Essentially kind of running through the hero panel. There's a lot of stuff in here. But it kind of makes sense once you kind of get a grasp of it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you think. If there's another guide that you want me to kind of run through another system, I'll probably be periodically putting these little guides out just to kind of like explain how things work, and go from there. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and bye.